Welcome to Inside the Firm, a podcast dedicated to small business owners and hosted by entrepreneurs, Alex Gore and Lance Cayko. Each week, they take you on their journey of how to start, run, and grow a business by bringing you inside their architecture and real estate development firm. Get a behind-the-scenes tour of how these business leaders manage their clients and foster company culture while creating new and innovative projects. And now your hosts, Alex Gore and Lance Cayko.
Welcome to Inside the Firm. I am your host, Alex Gore. I'm here with Lance Scanner Cayko. I guess we'll get
Scan Man.
Scan Man. We'll learn about that later. But before we learn about that, let's learn about RevitRocketShip.com, which takes you to the moon via a balloon. Wait, nope, a rocket ship.
Aha!
Of Revit skills and basically shows you families, advanced families, how to essentially create a model, walks you through our template and all of that we've honed and perfected over the years. Go to RevitRocketShip.com.
Beautiful. Yeah, I am the Scan Man. Also, accurate data is crucial. Did you know that, Al? Especially in today's business environment, outdated and inaccurate data leads to turnarounds, delays, and rising costs. With supply chain and staffing issues, these costs and delays can multiply. That's why a resource like ARCAT.com is so important. ARCAT works with manufacturers to keep their data up to date and accurate and offers it to you easily accessible and free. Use ARCAT's powerful search engine to search for what you need and download it right there on their website without needing to pay anything or even register. No data mining. I love that so much. So try arcat.com today. That's ARCAT.com. I also need you to go check out PellaLuxury.com/the firm, because when you go there, you are going to experience a collection of brands that brings your creative vision to life. The luxury division of Pella is a world-class collection of brands, including Duratherm, Riley, and Bonelli, all pioneers of industry who provide window and door solutions to discerning architects, the building industry, and beyond. During this new year in 2023, we know how important it is to step back and spend time in gratitude. We appreciate all our clients trusting us with their projects in a record-breaking year. We are excited and ready to take on the new year in 2023. So the luxury division of Pella doesn't push beyond limits. They set them. So make sure you explore PellaLuxury.com/the firm today. PellaLuxury.com/the firm today. Back to you, Al.
Habits on our book read, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. We just finished Think Win-Win. My takeaway from that chapter was sometimes they gave an example, a story about essentially blaming employees for not doing enough sales in this business that is a sales business. And I think it was something, for some reason I got the idea that it was like, what are those computer stores back in the day that no one goes to anymore?
Best Buy?
But smaller.
God, I can't remember. Sorry.
Yeah. I think you know what I mean. Like, it's literally like corner computer store.
Sure.
Whatever, where you get paper. And they called us and they tried to say like, hey, just... Staples. Yeah. I think it was like a Staples.
They wanted us to go on like a subscription or something.
Yep. And
we were like, hey, have you ever heard of Amazon, Jeff Bezos?
They're like, no, we haven't.
Yep.
Anyways, the owner... it probably wasn't Staples, was like, the employees are essentially not motivated, don't know how to go talk to people. Hey, look at that, Lance. Staples truck went by.
Wow.
Dude, this is a simulation.
Not only is it a simulation, but that means I need to go buy 2 more lottery tickets because I bought some.
What are the odds?
I didn't buy them. They gave them to somebody. Gave Todd Hutner. You gave them to me, and I won on the first round. I won on the second round. I won on the third round. I'm headed back to buy 11 now this time. He gave me 2 originally $1 ones. Look at me.
Amazing.
Gotta do it.
Think win-win on that, bud.
Okay.
What the point that I liked from that chapter? You and I win-win. Was that the author went in and looked at it and basically found that the managers were hogging the register. And they were getting promotions and a lot of money and no one else was. So he changed the system so that their financial reward was 2/3 on the number, 1/3 of how the employees rank the manager and how he was helpful, created a good culture, stuff like that. And obviously that could be adjusted. The big takeaway I got from that was your systems control basically the output that you can have. You could take Lance Scan or Cayko, put them in the planning department, and it's not like the planning department is automatically going to get better. You're probably going to turn into someone that I'm going to hate. Mm-hmm. So that was my takeaway. We're reading Seek first to understand, then to be understood. Next, do you have anything on that?
No, that was great, Al. So yeah, scanning. I just wanted to give everybody a preview into next week's episode. So basically, I was planning on doing that going into. We bought a Matterport Pro 3, and I posted about this in the Entre Architect community, and then a bunch of folks said it would be great if on the show you could show us how it works, give us a review, all of that. So last week on February 10th, I went up to North Dakota. We have a job up there, and I scanned a house and then a big garage that is detached from it. My first time doing it, Rebecca, one of our staff members here, put together sort of the how-to. It was pretty much flawless and seamless on how to do it. So I'm just going to walk through what it's like for us so everybody can see. And hopefully, if you're wondering, like, should I take the leap and stop taking a laser tape out and a regular tape out, and am I ready to finally level up with F9 and Inside the Firm and jump into the 3D scanning the world? I'm gonna help you do that. It is a excellent process. It is vastly more efficient, and it'll help you level up because you don't have to go back to the site, because it basically takes like 3D photographs of everything, and then you get all these points that you then pull into Revit and you model off it. Models are highly accurate. It's the way to go. It's the equivalent of going from hand drafting to Revit. It is that big of a leap, I think. Awesome. Second thing I wanted to bring up today for everybody is if you are putting together proposals for big projects and and you have to pull in consultants, right? So maybe you're the architect, you're going to be the prime, and you have to pull in all the other disciplines: mechanical, electrical, plumbing, engineers, structural, landscape, whatever else. I think you need to be looking at, and especially if like the client is demanding a succinct timeline, a concerted effort to try to meet certain deadlines and stuff. I think the first test for your consultants is, let's say you meet with the client on Monday. Or after the meeting, you send out emails and phone calls to maybe your number one set of folks in different disciplines. And you tell them, hey, I realize this is a short notice, but I'm trying to get a proposal out by Friday, end of day Friday. And if you have folks who can't keep up with even that kind of a request, I think you need to move on to the next one to see if they can. So, like, because at the end of the day, what it's going to be is, like, whoever is the slowest person on your team, that's how fast you can go.
Yep. Weakest, yep. And I'll play devil's advocate because the pushback comes from, I need to do my due diligence, blah, 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 to give the best bid, quality over speed, all those kinds of excuses. Devil's advocate to that devil's advocate is, well, you should develop systems so that you can create quotes and proposals speedily. I know our engineers do it. Not only do they have like system where they put in numbers. I think I told you about this. Where they put in the numbers, Lance, automatically fills out the actual contract.
Yes.
Like, done. That's even better than us.
It's even better than us. Yeah. So take that for what it's worth. This obviously happened this week, and it immediately disqualified somebody who we were looking at using for a sub-consultant. So,
yep.
Go ahead, Al.
Next, moving on.
Awesome. LinkedIn.
Okay.
Here we go.
LinkedIn article. It's startups have employees. Startups that have employees in offices grow 3.5 times faster.
I read this before we went in today, and I was like, whoa.
During the pandemic, companies engaged in one of the largest unintended experiments in how to organize office work remotely, in offices, or hybrid of the two. Post-pandemic startups are still struggling to manage the best way to manage return to office issues. this is kind of crazy to me that if you're still trying to manage this return to office, I don't think you have a good feedback loop. Don't know how good you are at making executive decisions or getting on a team on board, or leading in general. Employees' expectations of continue to work remotely versus the best path to build and grow a profitable company. I'm going to just scroll down to this. This is 2022 revenue growth rate by work, configuration, and stage. So we have pre-seed stage, which is either how much they grew in no office versus some office. So a pre-seed stage, they've grown in revenue 67% in no office. Of all those companies, if you had at least some office, so like something like what we might do is, you have Wednesday off, like to work from home or something like that. They grew 231%.
Wow.
Series A, which is the next level, no office, 111, some office, 122. And if you're talking about, that is a 10%, 11% difference.
Mm-hmm.
Like on $1 million, that's $100,000.
Yeah, that's
on $10 million, that's $1 million.
Yeah, that's huge.
Series B is even bigger. It's about 12% difference between no office and some office. And if things get tight and competition heats up, and you are at least getting 12% more, or even that's just on revenue, not a lot. Your efficiencies could be even more than that. That's a huge difference. And what it comes back is your feedback loop, your communication is easier and quicker. And just wanted to bring that up. There's a whole bunch more to it. I don't know if you wanted to pick anything else out from it, but
I think it proves that this experiment was not something that you can just go all in on, this whole work from home thing. Again, we do a hybrid model. There's something called Work from Home Wednesdays, so we allow for that. It makes sense. But by all means, if you take the whole staff remote, I think you're doing them a disjustice, an injustice by not having providing the kind of atmosphere where there can be mentoring that is done, that can be cross-collaboration that's done. And so, once again, I saw this from the architect community just over and over and over again. Oh my gosh, work from home, work from home, work from home. It's the future. It's not. Just like your guys' idea that Meta was going to be the future. It is not. I was right about that. So please, just listen to me.
That's it. Problem solved.
Problem solved. Okay. That's why you're listening anyway, right? All right, my article today is from the NAHB, one of my favorite. Again, you should go check out National Association of Home Builders. Sign up for their newsletter. It's so good. It's so good. They just pack it with data. Of course, they're biased for home builders. I get it. But at the same time, they are sourcing. A lot of the stuff they're sourcing is like, okay, if you want a neutral party, well, they do source like building permits from the government and all that kind of stuff, right? So boosting housing production is the best way to ease affordability crisis. Agreed. The National Association of Home Builders today commended Senate Banking Committee Chairman Sherrod Brown, Democrat of Ohio, Ranking Member Tim Scott of South Carolina, and their fellow committee members for making housing the focus of the panel's first hearing of the new Congress and recognizing that market-based solutions are needed to boost production of affordable housing and ease the nation's housing affordability crisis. Quote, we applaud the committee for making housing a top national priority and allowing NAHB to share its views on the barriers the residential construction industry faces to ease production of quality, affordable housing, end quote, NAHB Chief Executive Economist Robert Dietz said while testifying before Senate lawmakers. Quote, building more homes and apartments is the only way to tame inflation, satisfy unmet demand, achieve a measure of price stability, in the for sale and rental markets and ease America's housing affordability crisis. He did not mention that the government needs to step in and create affordable housing.
Or raising interest rates. Because like the price might be more affordable, but you're still paying the highest amount because you're having to pay more interest. So like that's literally just like the surface level price is staying the same, but the cost over the lifespan is still up high.
Yeah, and which goes into what they call the causes of this underbuilding are multifaceted and complex, but we commonly cite them as the 5 L's. A lack of labor, lots, lumber and building materials,
Yep.
lending for development, as you were just talking about, and the construction and construction purposes, and legality and regulatory barriers. So, their bullet points here. The construction sector faces a persistent labor shortage with more than 400,000 unfilled industry jobs. Right, we have way too many people going to higher ed. I would love more carpenters, plumbers, electricians, all that kind of stuff. It is difficult. Regulatory costs account for about a quarter of the purchase price of a new single-family home. I think they just continue to go up as a percentage basis. And even more for apartment buildings due to delay costs and zoning issues. And these regulatory burdens have made it very difficult to build entry-level housing for first-time home buyers. So once again, who's the culprit there? Not me, not the private sector. It is the government. We need to reduce, remove, streamline. And lastly, due primarily to supply chain disruptors, construction material costs are up 36% since the start of 2020, ultimately resulting in higher rents and home prices. So the last thing they say, and I think this is kind of where I would head with a good conclusion, is passing legislation to alleviate supply-side bottlenecks and ease burdensome federal regulations and promote careers. Right, let's start venerating the young men and women to go into skilled trades and not look down on it as like this lesser thing than higher ed. Would increase home construction, expand housing inventory, and lower inflation, Dietz said. However, if action on these issues is delayed, housing costs, which are roughly 40% of the consumer price index, oh my gosh.
That's so huge.
That just blew my mind. Yeah. Will continue to be persistent drivers of inflation and remain a burden on American families. Thank you, NAHB, once again for that. Crazy. I mean, I just hope they keep advocating for it. That's why I'm a supporter of those guys. I just think they're on the right track. They understand the complexity, and that's, I think, the part that the government misses every time when these city councils come into play and they think the easy fix is it's going to create a slush fund. We're going to tax developers and even owners for these affordability projects, and they become giant debacles. And like, it's not addressing this very complex problem with the 5 Ls. The 5 Ls, like it's got to be a multi-pronged solution.
And all that does, I believe, is it creates a funnel of who can like survive, which developers can survive and get past that funnel. So like, let's just say you had completely open system, right? And you could have as many houses as you want. Obviously, there are drawbacks to that. And I'm not saying that that's what should happen. There would be some issues there. So you put in some regulations, you put in some constraints, and you start making it so that there's this ring that you have to get through. And the problem with then, now you're adding like a tax of, I think on some of it, it's like $11 a square foot or something like that.
Yeah.
And then once that developer pops through and makes it through that great filter, there's nothing on the other side. So they can charge anything they want, which then exasperates the problem.
Yes. What Al is explaining is, in economics terms, is called the barrier to entry. So the barriers to entry are the costs of other obstacles that prevent new competitors from easily entering an industry or area of business. So you're literally creating a monopolistic environment that is rife with cronyism.
Yep.
Not good.
In Colorado, we have the problem, too, of water and all that.
That's true. That water's an issue, for sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
But if we could solve that and then build tunnels everywhere, and not rely on the government to build roads and then build them out in the vast amount of land that we have, yet connect them quickly to the cities. Let's go, Lance.
Let's go. Let's
do it.
Go. Speaking of let's go over to A.R.E. Jeopardy. Bring the crew down now.
Doing it. First two should be softballs. All right. If an aerial apparatus vehicle is needed, the building must be set back how many feet from the aerial apparatus road? We kind of went over this before, but it was a two-part question before. Is it A, 5 feet, B, 30 feet, C, 15 feet, or D, 0 feet? Key planners. Come in. What do we got? C and C, which is 15? No. Wait. Yes, it is 15 feet. Question 2. If an aerial apparatus vehicle is needed, the building must not be set back. Must not be set back. Wait. Must be set back. No, you guys are wrong. Must be set back 15. Oh, okay. You're right. Sorry. Must not be set back farther than how many feet from the aero apparatus road. This is A.R.E. with all these must not and farther. Okay. Understand the question? A, 5 feet. B, 30 feet. C, 15 feet. D, 0 feet. B, 30 feet. Correct. 2-2.
2-2. Number 3. What is the primary function of a footing in a building's foundation system? Is it A, to transfer loads from the superstructure to the soil? B, to prevent moisture from entering the building? C, to provide lateral stability to the building? D, to provide the foundation, to protect the foundation from freezing temperatures? A? You got A? All right, that was an easy one. ChatGPT did not write the best ones this morning. What do we got? 3?
3 is all around.
Oh, well. Okay, we're going to do a tiebreaker on this one then. Okay? I'm not going to name the number. You guys are going to write it as quickly as possible. And
Show it to me.
And you're going to be the judge who answers fastest based on whatever you think? Okay.
Yeah.
Number 4 / tiebreaker. What is the typical minimum clear height required for habitable spaces in a residential building as defined by most building codes in the United States? Jason wins. 7 feet.
Did you put 7'6"? Gotcha. Oh,
you're thinking commercial, right? Yeah.
All right, Jason, where are we eating?
I would love the Pump House.
Dang it, I can't go today. Dang it. That's a good pick.
Oh, yeah? What do you got?
I got to go meet a client. You guys should really go to Runza.
Yeah.
That's it.
All
Say
right.
it
If you
out.
guys like this episode, you know what to do. Leave us a positive comment on YouTube. Like, subscribe there. And then if you're on the iTunes, please leave us a 5-star review. We'll see you next week.